Let's dive into some descriptive statistics. What do you notice about this distribution? It's bimodal. The mode is the score that occurs the most frequently in the dataset. The mode can be heavily influenced if there are other peaks. And distributions can have several modes. This would be a multimodal distribution. So what does this tell you about the dataset if you see something like this where there's a bimodal distribution? Well, one thing you might want to look for is different groups. This might indicate that there are two groups that are not separated out. And we may want to look at a way of separating those groups out and dive a little bit deeper into the dataset. What other measures of central tendency do you know? One example might be the median, which is the middle score when values are ranked. So, what's the median here of these values? Well, they're ranked, so we can just look at the middle value, which in this case is 98. And you might have said the mean as a measure of central tendency. The mean is the average, sum of scores divided by the number of scores. So what's the mean with this set of data? Well, we would sum it, divide by the number, which is 11, and we'd arrive at 96.64. You'll notice that it's similar to the median, which means that we have a sense of central tendency, but it's a little bit different. So there are two different ways of representing the data more generally. Dispersion is how the data varies, how it's dispersed across its various values. You would have things like percentiles, like the 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75th percentile. And you can look at the median is the 50th percentile that we've talked about. You can look at the interquartile range, which is the range or difference between the lower quartile, 25th percentile, and the upper quartile, the 75th percentile. You can also look at the extreme values, the median, minimum, and the maximum. If you take the difference, you get the range of the data overall. And altogether, these different measures can give you a sense of how your data is distributed, which lets you understand maybe how things, understand a bit of the story within the data. So again, it's now your turn. Individually, calculate the mode, median, mean, upper and lower quartiles, and range for this data set. Submit where prompted in Learn. Go ahead, I'll wait.